Hello, this is Michael Williams, and today what we're going to do is a quick update, just letting you know about some of the wonderful things that have been happening here at the Pro 90D Speech System. I've provided some links in the description for you, and so let's just go ahead and get started. Number one, uh, I want to make sure that you get the link to access this free training that I created several weeks ago, the Ultimate Smooth Speech Package. Be sure that you get into that course. Some of my best training is in there to help you to learn how to relax, stay calm, speak smoother, get started speaking easier. And some of my latest webinars are in that course as well. So it's packed full of very concrete, practical strategies and techniques that people tell me all the time. Even my coaching clients tell me that the information in this course is very, very helpful for them, right? This is a free training for you. So I want to make sure that you get that. There's a link there for that. The other thing I want to do is to encourage you, those of you who are really, really serious about improving your speech, about taking your speech to the next level. When you take your speech to the next level, you take your professional life and your personal life to the next level. One of the things I hear from my clients, and you'll see this in an interview, is they are happier, right? As they go through this process, they are happier with their life, with themselves, with their families. They're just happier in general. Because imagine if you've been unable to be free, to feel empowered, to speak up and speak out in the way that you'd like, right? Where you're not struggling constantly. Imagine getting free from that. Wouldn't you be happier? Right? I know I was. I was a lot happier. So people are telling me that they feel happier. They're telling me that they are feeling more confident because they now have the tools. I mean, I just had people tell me this today that they're in a speaking situation, and if they get stuck, and yes, guess what? Everyone still gets stuck. It doesn't matter if you go through the program, I still get stuck. Everyone has this fluency. So this isn't about elimination and 100% fluency 100% of the time. That's a myth, right? You're going to still get stuck sometimes. Everyone does. It's okay. We want to reduce that down to normal levels, like normal levels. If you just watch and listen to people, you'll hear them, fumbling and sometimes stuttering and getting stuck and stuff. They just don't think about it, right? So what they tell me is that they now feel confident because they have the tools. Before they didn't know what to do, now they do. Okay. Huge, huge. You feel more empowered when you have the tools. So of course you're going to feel more confident. So those are just a couple of things that people have been telling me. Here's some things that have happened recently. This is hot off the presses. One of my clients who I've been working with, a young lady, an Asian young lady, I mean, her speech was fairly acute. That is pretty severe when we started. Well, she just last night successfully defended her PhD dissertation. She's going to be a doctor now, PhD. Another client of mine who I work with within the last month defended his PhD. He's going to be a doctor. I am working with an ophthalmologist, a medical doctor. I was working with a dentist. I have a handful of medical doctors and PhDs who are my coaching clients. I have nurses, I have engineers, all of whom are experiencing just incredible improvements in their speech. Now, none of them are going to tell you they're 100% because they're not, and neither am I, right? No one's 100%. Remember, it's not about that. It's not even about stuttering, believe it or not. What? What are you talking about? It's not about stuttering. All your stuff says how to stop stuttering. Well, what it's really about is replacing this stuttering speech and the stuttering mindset with calm, cool, confident, right? A calm, cool, confident mindset, and replacing your speech with something that's smoother and clearer. That's what this is about. It's about helping you become an excellent speaker, an amazing speaker. You've probably heard me say this before, but you got two people go to an interview, equally qualified. One person, maybe he took a course, he did some treatment, he doesn't stutter that much, right? He's okay. There's this other guy, maybe he took my course, and he not only doesn't stutter, but he's an excellent speaker. He's an amazing speaker. Who's going to get the job? Right. Equally qualified. Who's going to get the job? The person who's an excellent speaker, the person who just doesn't stutter. You don't get points for not stuttering. You get points for being an excellent speaker, an excellent communicator. So the Pro 90 speech system is for you if you are a professional or professionally minded. Work with a lot of grad students. So maybe they're not working at the time, but they're professionals, or people who are working. You're a professional and you are ready to take your speech to the next level. And therefore, you're ready to take your professional and personal life to that next level. Maybe you've been on my list, you've been watching my videos on my YouTube channel, and you've been getting inconsistent results, right? You've been getting some results and working. One of my clients who I have a link for her video that we just did yesterday. Her name is Vicky. She said she started taking some of my programs in 2014 and it's been 3 years. Well, we've accomplished in 90 days what she was able to accomplish in 3 years. And I've said this before. I've looked back at my clients and saw people who are working on their own. It can take them as little as 10 times as long to accomplish the same level of smoothness, clarity, and confidence as it would take them in 90 days working with me, 90 days or less. 90 days or less. Imagine that. That's more than 10 times the amount of time, right? In 90 days, you can accomplish what it could take you in years of working by yourself. Not because the information isn't there, not because it's not a great program, it's just because of human nature. We get discouraged and distracted. I've had some people who've gotten great results working on their own, then they slack off, then they roll back, then they have to start the whole cycle over again. I have people who start, they get great results, right? It's called the placebo effect. They get great results, they feel great, then they run into a wall and they go, oh, see, I knew that this wasn't going to work. And then they start slack, they get discouraged, right? They start slacking off and then they start rolling back. And I go, but wait, I got some results. And then they come back again. So they're in and out of the program for years. Uh, and then so that's when someone gets discouraged. People get distracted. You got school, you got your family, you got kids, you got works. People say, I'll just do this later. Well, some of my best clients are my busiest clients. Again, I got people who are doctors, people who are in grad school, people who have families. People who have families are in grad school and are doctors, right? So we got all kinds of different people who are working, and they're my best clients. So you can't be busy enough. In fact, the busier you are, the better this program works. Why? Because it requires you to implement what you're learning in your everyday speech. So the more you can implement it, the better and the faster you're going to improve. Does that make sense? But if you go off someplace, you remove yourself from your everyday speaking environments and you just try to focus on this, you're not going to get the best results. You're not going to get the same results as if you apply this in your everyday speaking situations. Does that make sense? So you can't be too busy. There's no time that's not a good time. I will say that you do need to be focused and committed. But don't look and say, well, I'm too busy. If you're busy, that's good. That's the perfect time. You're constantly thinking, you're constantly speaking. So you might as well think and speak in a new way, right? Rather than letting yourself think and speak in the same way, continuing to reinforce the same old habits and speaking pattern, why not take that train of thought and that pattern of speaking and move it, shift it into a new direction? So I want you to take a look at the video interview I did with Vicky yesterday and take a look at the interview I did some weeks ago with Emma. Emma now has gotten a new job that she's already started. We talked about that in the video that she had some offers. She started. Vicky's doing great. I've got a video that I'll share with you later with Arnab. Just is going to be getting his PhD. He's successfully defended, already has a job. And then we have another young lady that I told you about who successfully defended her PhD. These are just recent successes from my coaching clients. Recent. I've got hundreds and hundreds of clients who's gone on to do wonderful things. So I want to encourage you, take the free course. Awesome information, apply it. For those of you who are professionals or professionally minded, and you're tired of just kind of spinning your wheels in and out in consistent results, you're ready to go to the next level. You want to do it as quickly as possible. You're going to need to be willing to invest some time and some money, right? If you don't want to invest any money, use the free resources. If you don't want to invest any time, use the free resources. And just do your best. I only want to work with people who are serious, right? I enjoy working with my clients when I see them and I talk with them and they report to me their successes. It gives me great joy and it gives them great joy as well because they're seeing themselves like, wow, I've been struggling with my speech, talking with my family, with my husband, with my mother and father for decades, and now I'm finally able to carry on a good conversation with them. I mean, imagine that you're able to go in and pass those interviews, you're able to raise your hand and speak up at work, you're getting more opportunities at work. All this is possible within 90 days, right? Doesn't stop after 90 days. You continue to do the work until it becomes natural. But within 90 days, you're going to see a total transformation of your speech, and then you just keep it going. When you work with me, I'm actually helping you become your own speech coach, right? I don't want people dependent on me forever. I want you to become your own speech coach so you know what to do and you know how to make your speech even better. Remember, this isn't about overcoming stuttering, stopping. It's about helping you become a smooth, clear, confident speaker. So take advantage of those resources. If you're watching this video and you fall into that category, you're professional, ready to go to the next level, you want to accelerate the process, right? One of the benefits of coaching accelerates. Number two, you get accountability. Huge. My clients say, oh man, before this, I was in and out of accountability. You get evaluation and feedback. How do you know what you're doing is right? Well, I've been doing this for a while. I can look at you and say, okay, focus on this. Sometimes we have to change what you focus on several weeks later. How would you know that? You wouldn't know that. I know that because I've been working with people for hundreds of hours, hundreds and hundreds of hours, and I've seen it. So I can tell you, okay, focus on this, focus on that. Evaluation, feedback, encouragement. You're going to get discouraged. All my coaching clients get discouraged sometimes. And sometimes they want to quit, but they don't because they're committed. So what I want you to do is ask yourself, do you want to level up your professional and personal life as quickly as possible? It's not a fast process, but as quickly as possible. Number two, do you need accountability? Do you want feedback and evaluation? Do you want to be encouraged so that you don't quit? If so, coaching is best for you. If you just want to try this out, take my free courses or take my self study. Maybe you're in a place where you can't afford the coaching, so the only option you have is the self study. Do the self study. If you're watching this video and you've already gone through all of this and you want to become a certified Pro 90 speech coach, get in touch with me. You could be a speech therapist. I actually have lots of speech therapists who refer people to me. Um, Stuttering has both a psychological and physiological dimension in many, if not most, cases. So you might be a speech therapist who I refer people to speech therapists all the time. If they're children, if they're teens, I say, hey, probably best for you to work with a speech therapist. So if you're watching this and you're a therapist and you want to learn this system so you can expand your work with people who struggle with their speech, get in touch with me. We're going to be launching a train the trainer program. Even if you're not a speech therapist, you could be any kind of a therapist, a psychologist, a psychiatrist, or you're just a regular person out there and this is something that you feel called to do. You want to get in touch with me about a train the trainer program. Next year, when I put a bug in your ear, and then we'll wrap this up. We're going to be doing a live event. More than likely, it'll be in San Francisco. live event. Uh, Probably we might be doing some trainer sessions there as well, but it'll be a live event for everyone, anyone who's struggling with their speech. You want to come live, spend a couple of days with us. And to help round that program out, we're going to probably be offering anywhere from 6 to 12 weeks of group coaching. So you come to the event, pay for the event, don't know what it's going to cost now, but it'll be less than $1,000. You come to the event and you automatically get enrolled in the self-study, and you automatically get enrolled in a group coaching program for anywhere from 6 to 12 weeks. I haven't decided yet. You're not going to beat that. So not only is it going to be awesome, an awesome live event where you're going to learn stuff and walk away with something. I'm not going to do something unless you can walk away having learned something, having practiced. It's not going to be one of those events where you come and everyone's there stuttering and you actually leave worse off than you came. I've worked with people and seen people who've gone to NSA events and other events and they actually come back worse than they were when they went. This isn't going to be one of those events. You're going to come to this event, you're going to be inspired, you're going to come back better than when you went, right? Who wants to go to an event and come back speaking worse, stammering worse, struggling more? You want to come back feeling uplifted, hopeful, strategies, knowing what to do, actually speaking better. That's what we want. That's going to be next year, probably next fall. So stay posted for that. Thank you so much for those of you that watched this video. I haven't been able to see your comments, but I'll check them out in just a minute. And yeah, get in touch, visit us. Looking forward to working with just a couple of you who are ready to go to the next level. If you are, I'm going to put a link for you to check out the coaching page and then book your private assessment session with me ASAP. Okay. Now's the perfect time. We're coming into the end of the year. For many people, things slow down. For other people, this is a time for you to prepare for next year so that you can go into 2018 with smoother, clearer, more confident speech. We'll see you next time. This is Michael Williams.